Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the channel. We have breaking news out of Russia. Russia gets censored for religious freedom violations against Jehovah's Witnesses. As the world watches the invasion of war in Ukraine, Europe's highest human rights court found that Russia has violated Jehovah's Witnesses' rights to liberty and freedom of religion. The country has been ordered to pay fines totaling more than 99,000 euros, roughly equivalent in the U.S. to $112,000 and some change. Jared Lopes, a representative of Jehovah's Witnesses in Russia, says that there have been over 1,700 such raids since 2017. He said these judgments set a critical precedent that Russia has been unjustly and unlawfully raiding the homes of Jehovah's Witnesses. Any new home raids based solely on the owner's religious beliefs are now considered illegal in the violation of European Convention, Lope said. The European Court of Human Rights issued rulings on two cases on the 22nd, last Tuesday. Together, the cases address 6 instances from 2010 to 2012 in which Russian law enforcement arrested Jehovah's Witnesses, raided their homes and places of worship, and seized personal items as well as their religious materials.
Since 2017, Russia's been persecuting the Jehovah's Witnesses.
People are being arrested, people are being jailed, their houses are being raided.
And no one can really explain why.
Что напоминало Святую Инквизицию, в кавычках, Святую Инквизицию средних веков.
Подойдя к двери, мы увидели, что люди в масках, в касках. Мы поняли, что пришли к нам.
At the start of 2020, we traveled here to the city of Surgut, where nearly 24 Jehovah's Witnesses face criminal charges. 3 years ago, Russia banned the Christian religious group as extremist. A wave of persecution and arrests has followed.
The courts found Russia guilty of violating Article 9 of the European Convention on Human Rights, which holds that everyone has the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion.
The local community were attending this court hearing in solidarity with one of the men. But even before the hearing started, police arrived for someone else.
Меня хотят достать в психиатрическую больницу незаконно. Апелляция еще не состоялась, поэтому оно не вступило в законную силу.
Законную силу не собирайтесь. Вы не имеете права его забирать.
С нами выйти?
Нет, не выйдете.
Прошу об ускорении рассмотрения дела в апелляционном суде.
Решу отказывайтесь? Конечно.
Они хотели незаконно меня сейчас лишить свободы и отправить, доставить в психиатрическую больницу. Это является одним из методов репрессий. То есть на меня хотят психологически надавить, но если бы не было здесь камер и столько людей, то разговор был бы по-другому.
The judge prolonged restrictions on the other defendant, and the crowd started to leave the court building. But the police weren't giving up so easily.
Все это происходит лишь только из-за того, что я читаю Библию, и являюсь верующим человеком.
The ruling says the Russian government suspected the individuals of being involved in illegal activities primarily because they are Jehovah's Witnesses. The court found that these searches violated Article 9. These searches were essentially carried out without sufficient grounds.
Since the ban, police have raided hundreds of Jehovah's Witnesses' homes, hundreds have been arrested, dozens are in detention, some sentenced to over 6 years in prison.
The only thing that they're accused of is getting together speaking about religion and praying together. And those people are treated as dangerous criminals.
Jehovah's Witnesses have to gather in secret now. In winter 2019, we attended a prayer meeting. Since then, it's become too dangerous to show people's faces.
Он резко ему сказал на колени. И брат с помощью Иеговы ответил ему, что на колени он садится только перед Богом, когда молится ему, так как он является верующим человеком.
There's nothing extreme at these meetings. People pray and read the Bible. Jehovah's Witnesses identify as Christian. They share similar beliefs with mainstream Christian churches, but have a number specific to them. Their members are law-abiding and live ordinary lives, but the anti-extremism law used to ban the Jehovah's Witnesses equates them with violent groups like ISIS or neo-Nazis.
Why? Actually, I don't know. For the past 20 years, I teach people only to love, to be very polite, to pay taxes, to work hard. I don't know why.
In some regions, like Surgut, the campaign against the Jehovah's Witnesses has allegedly tipped into torture.
Сначала руки за спину, скрутили руки скотчем, потом ноги скрутили, надели пакет, положили. Вот. Ну и, соответственно, стали прижимать пакет, чтобы не было доступа. Я сразу, естественно, испугался, стал орать. Все, я как бы уже настраиваю себя, что сейчас задохнусь и ору, перестаньте это делать. Потом электрошокер пошел. Начали электрошокером пытать.
These men also say they were tortured that day by police.
Меня 3 раза заводили в комнату пыток.
Меня пытали электрошокером, душили пакетом на голову надевая.
Детей, у меня 4 детей, и грозились их отобрать. Угрожали изнасилованием как меня, так и моей супруги.
Ну, это, конечно, страшно зрелище об этом рассказывать. Вот никому бы не оказаться бы на моей ситуации.
При каждом воспоминании заставляет оглядываться назад и думать о том, что нас ожидает в будущем.
Это происходило на 1-м этаже, в том, ну, с левой стороны, получается, в том дальнем углу. Но мы не преступники. Почему нас и зачем пытки? Ну, я не, как понимаю, конечно, всем нужны деньги, нужны погоны, нужны одобрение начальства. А каким-то образом добываешь все это, сейчас уже мало кого волнует.
Many people have been trying to figure it out, but frankly, nobody knows. There are lots of speculations. Jehovah Witnesses is an American organization, that they're very active, but frankly, it doesn't explain much.
Some have suggested the Russian Orthodox Church may have a role in the campaign. Another theory is that Jehovah's Witnesses are just easy targets for police, that they are victims of a bigger crackdown in Russia, where Vladimir Putin's rule has become far more authoritarian. The same anti-extremism law used to persecute the Jehovah's Witnesses has now been turned on the Kremlin's main opposition, Alexei Navalny's movement. The thing that is clear is that the campaign is getting worse. Since we began filming, it's spread to Moscow. Yuri Timir Bulatov was arrested several months after we spoke to him. He now faces up to 6 years in prison on extremism charges.
Это нелегко. Что это все незаконно, что это все что такого вообще не должно было быть. Но все-таки мы боремся, и я не собираюсь заканчивать эту борьбу, потому что я надеюсь все-таки на Отца, на Иегову, все-таки надеюсь, что все это изменится.
In the last few months, there have been a string of rulings that find that Russia has been violating Jehovah's Witnesses' rights. Lopes, the organization representative, implied that these rulings will set the stage for change, and that these judgments will be addressed in the future, namely, the nationwide banning of Jehovah's Witnesses, the prosecution of imprisonment of believers, as well as the confiscations of their national headquarters, often referred to as Bethel, and all the kingdom halls, their places of worship. More than 80 members of the Jehovah's Witnesses are currently locked up in prison or awaiting trial. Lopes went on to declare victory. Today, the ECHR sent a clear signal to Russia of what to expect when the court deals with the over 60 other cases pending involving Jehovah's Witnesses. Jehovah's Witnesses around the world rejoice to see that their fellow believers in Russia are being validated and protected by the ECHR for staying true to their religious beliefs. So what do you think? Do you think Russia will pay the fines? What are some of the extreme beliefs of Jehovah's Witnesses that you have noted? Please tell us what you think in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. If you would like to continue receiving breaking news in regards to Jehovah's Witnesses and other religions throughout the world, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Remember, we're watching the world and we're watching Watchtower.